Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. You're welcome to today's episode of the Sahur Kitchen. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin. Slowly but surely the days of Ramadan are going. If you're still trying to catch up, you better double up, subhanAllah. We'll be done with the first third, and then the next thing you know, the second third, and the next thing we're bidding farewell. So let us up our game in all that we're doing. May Allah accept all our ibadah from us. Ameen. Inshallah ta'ala, today we'll look at poetry. We're going to go down memory lane all the way back to the time of Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Join me on the other side of this break when I bring on my guests. Stay with us. Welcome back. If you're just joining us, it is Sahur Kitchen, and today we'll look at poetry. We're going all the way back to the time of Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Abdul Alim Ajeni Fuja, popularly known as Merit Born, will take us on this journey. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Alhamdulillah, you're welcome to Sahur Kitchen.
Thank you for having me.
What are we having for Sahur?
Okay, we'll be having noodles, inshallah.
Okay.
And it's quite the one that has some effigy, if I can say that. So I'll just going beyond the general way of cooking noodles, and then inshallah, and it's a quick one. So you woke up and you find that it's almost 5 a.m. and there's noodles, but you cannot have the noodles bland. So you want some bit of poetry.
All right, start with your recipe.
Okay, we have the oil there. So in some cases we may use butter. Okay. And then we have the green pepper. We also have the capsicum, the normal pepper we know. There's the carrot. We have the paprika, the spring onions, and we have ginger here. And then there is onion, and then we have chicken. Inshallah.
Okay, so you already boiled it and then
yes, we have the
attempted to shred it.
Yeah, of course, yes.
All right, very well then. So how would you like to start? You can wash your hands and I'll help you set up. So poetry has history. We've read a lot of hadith of the Prophet ﷺ where some companions will recite poetry, and so I'm not very vast in that field. This is your own area. So take us down memory lane first. Let's look at the history of poetry before we look at contemporary times and see if it has changed, and how much it has changed. What would you like to start with?
Okay, I would like to start with the oil.
Okay, let me get that on for you. Okay. Please go ahead. So
poetry generally is contrary to how a lot of people may view it today, something that dates so back in time to the time of the Prophet Muhammad, even pre-Islamic era. So a lot of there were poets, people like Ka'b bin Malik bin Abu Ka'b bin Abi Ka'b. He was one of the prominent poets before the Prophet Muhammad came, and he lived for as long as about 25 years before the Prophet migrated to Medina, and that was when he also met with Islam. Is an Ansar, and part of them is also Hassan bin Thabit, was also a very prominent poet. Al-Ansar is also an Ansar, and these were big poets who, before Islam came upon, they wrote poetry. In fact, the Arabs generally, or the Semitic people who had relationship with the Arabs, Asians and the likes, they were much known with poetry in their daily living. How do we know this? Is that they use it to teach their children morals, values, and all. So while we do this, I would like us to put the noodles, to boil the noodles. Okay. And then we can keep it, take the water off it by putting it in the sieve, sieve water off it. So then that was how poetry started, basically, if we are going to link it with Islam. However, it's something that has been existing from time immemorial, and just like we have Muslims who are, doing poetry, we also have it conventionally So everybody is going to know about knows about Shakespeare.
Yes,
you know, the Lamb's Tale of Shakespeare.
We were forced to learn as a literature student.
Of course, as literature students. Of course,
there.
okay. So these are the things we grew with. I like to.
How many?
Go. Let's go with 3.
Okay, I'll open them for you.
Okay. So while that is ongoing, I get on with the veggie sauce.
Yeah, you were talking about the likes of William Shakespeare.
Yes, the likes of William Shakespeare, and then many Muslims too. Even the Prophet Muhammad linked Ka'b bin Malik in a prominent hadith with Zubair and Ibn Talha bin Ubaidullah. So there were people who learnt much from the Prophet's poet. Yes, and I also was going to mention Ka'b bin Malik. And Hassan bin Thabit were named as the Prophet's poets. In fact, contrary to what people believe, the Prophet loved their poetry so much that there was a day the Prophet was traveling with one of the companions, and he got to an extent. The Prophet called upon him. I was like, "Do you remember the poetry of Amr bin Salt? Do you remember his poetry?" And it was about 100 lines of poetry. And then he got an affirmative response, and then this Sahaba continued to recite the poetry until and the Prophet did not stop him. So it was as that. So people like Hassan bin Thabit, when they embraced Islam, they kept on using their prowess to praise Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to praise Islam. So they were even able to invite more people, because it is one thing to be it is not easy to invite a non-Muslim into Islam by reciting the Quran. Fine, he may be thrilled, but how we need,
so something that he's used to,
but something that he's used to, like writing like poetry. I like this to be
low. I'll put a low hit.
Okay, very good. So something that they are used to, which is general.
Do you want water to boil
yes, before I put it in. Yes.
Okay, then that's fine. Let me just cover it up.
Okay. So, and that's the beauty of Islam. So if the Prophet Muhammad could embrace poetry to such extent, that is he who was sent the Quran, who the Quran was revealed to. Today, we see many Muslims, when poetry is being recited, sincerely, I have had exhaustive cases.
We'll look at more on this when we come back from this break. We'll go on a short break. When we return, we'll talk more about poetry, and we're already coming into our time now, so we'll look at the contemporary times and continue our cooking, inshallah. Stay with us.
Yeah.
Thinking of the perfect gifts this Ramadan season? Honeywell Ramadan Pack is the perfect gift to have and to share, either at Sahur or Iftar. Honeywell Ramadan Pack has something for anyone and everyone. Also, introducing the new Honeywell Ramadan Mini Pack. Why buy in pieces when you can get all Honeywell product in one single pack and save yourself some money while at it? Honeywell Ramadan Regular and Mini Pack are all available at all ShopRite and Spar outlets, and also available at all key stores nationwide. Ramadan Kareem from Honeywell Flour Mill.
Welcome back. If you're just joining us, it is still Sahur Kitchen, and the frying of the veggies just started.
Yes, so I'm starting with the onions first, and then we can leave this for a few moments and keep stirring, just so that the onions can, just soften a bit. Okay. And
your water for the Honeywell noodles is ready?
It's ready. So let's have the noodles.
So we're now in our times, because you started to talk about how you've heard all forms of poetry now.
Okay.
So what's are you saying there's a bit of a difference in what we are experiencing in poetry these days and what it used to be then?
Yes, over the years, I would say that poetry has really evolved, and what it used to be in those days, it was more of figurative, because with poetry, you express yourself beyond what your mouth can say. So you are trying to capture so much, like something that tackles a whole generation, and you want to capture it in few words, and you want people to read and still relate. So you are saying all that your mouth cannot say. So it means all that you're explaining is coming from your heart. And in most cases, you can't do that without making things figurative. So, like, for example, and that's why a Muslim poet, a prominent shair, said in his poetry in Arabic, said, "Al-khattu tabqa zamana ba'da katibihi," that a poet, a poetry or something that has been written dates back and outlives its time, even outlives the time of the person who wrote it. وَكَاتِبُ الْخَطِّ تَحْتَ أَقْدَامِ مَدْفُونَ, and that it can go for centuries. And then prayed for such poets that Allahu yarhamu abda ba'da, I'm putting the carrots now. Say Allahu yarhamu abda ba'da katibihi, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would always bless the person whose poetry outlives his time, even when he has gone. So, because by that you're able to communicate with generations that come and go. You're able to communicate with, let's cover this please. So you're able to relate with generations that come upon and upon, and that can happen till forever. Imagine if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, communicated to humans and he wrote.
No. And that's why we have the Quran.
And that's why we have the Quran till date. So then how would it be when a human writes and is also communicating his thoughts to people, especially when you're channeling that towards a change? So it's always very beautiful. So those are the differences. The first difference is the poetic devices that are being employed, and most poets write today. Let me not say most poets. Those who are practicing poetry from just not as a prowess, but they're just writing generally, and we see these writings across the board. They're just writing just for leisure, and we can't equate it. One major thing that must be in a poetry is wisdom. Okay. Which means you have to sit down, maybe spend days. I have spent almost 6 months before writing one poetry before. Yes, and when I ended the poem rather, I posted it on Facebook then, and I titled it Inkfall. Yeah, it's about 5 years now. I titled the poetry Inkfall. So Inkfall, what I meant by Inkfall was that, you see, when rain falls, what happens? In the Quran, Allah says, فَقُلْتُ اسْتَغْفِرُوا رَبَّكُمْ إِنَّهُ كَانَ غَفَّارًا يُرْسِلِ السَّمَاءَ عَلَيْكُمْ مِدْرَارًا. So when you seek for forgiveness from Allah, He releases the sky, and then there's a midrar that falls, rain, which is rain. وَيُمْدِدُكُمْ afterwards, بِأَمْوَالٍ وَبَنِينَ وَيَجْعَلْ لَكُمْ جَنَّةً. It gives you abundance of wealth in food, agriculture, and many things. So I meant that ink fall, just like the rain falls, when an ink falls upon the paper, what happens? Liberation, just like rainfall happens on earth.
We'll continue from here right after this break. Join us on the other side of this break. The veggies look really colorful, mashallah. I can't wait to have this meal. Mashallah. It better be nice. It better be tasty.
It has to be. It has to be.
All right, then. See you soon, inshallah. Welcome back. If you're just joining us, it's still Sahur Kitchen, and the veggies is practically ready, and I understand you're going to marry the veggies and the chicken at some point.
Exactly.
Oh, great.
So I just want the chicken to fry a bit, then I'll marry the veggies and then season it up. So I want this sieved.
Okay, I'll get that. I can just put it here.
All right.
So we are at the point where you've spoken about how poetry is now in Nigeria.
Yes.
How about we look at, so in contemporary times generally, how about we look at Nigeria? Can we say we have an organized poetry industry, especially Islamic poetry? Do we have an organized industry for that at the moment?
Quickly, I would like to mention that we have different spheres of poetry. So there is the page poetry. Okay. That's where you write poetry and then you publish poetry. Okay. That's quite different from spoken word poetry that we have. Page poetry, you have to really sit down, read, and let it sink through you to be able to understand. Nobody comes around to voice or recite a page poetry and everyone understands. It's something you sit down to do.
Okay.
While spoken word poetry is quite relative, so you relate with that. Now I'm pouring the veggies into it and then I spice it up.
Okay.
So now, spoken word poetry is something that's quite relative, and then there's a big industry for that in Nigeria already.
Is there anything else I can help with?
No, at the moment, yes, just the boiling of the egg.
Okay, I can put that on for you.
Thank you. So there is the spoken word poetry, and that's quite relative. Then, okay, I'm taking the turmeric from here, and then the chicken seasoning.
Yeah, you're talking about the poetry.
Yes.
The poetry.
So this is, I'm putting a bit of turmeric there now.
I can help with that.
Okay. So then the spoken word poetry, where you just speak, and I don't know if I could give examples of such poetry.
Of course.
So let's say you're saying the world is a university. Life is its teacher. The world is a university. Are you a learner? So welcome to the university. You are the vast city, O learner. Be you a reader or be you another. There is more to our Aqidah than words of Shahada. You are lost in your world of becoming first with just words, and you are first in the race of fetching jahannamical lusts. Lustful lusts, like lost in full loss. You're full of loss when you lose in your first. But now I wonder, I'm saying things that people relate with, and they pick wisdom from it. However, the page poetry may not be like that. You sit down to listen, and then there is the nasheed, or spoken, the song-like poetry. You recite. It's not a song per se. It's poetry, but you're singing it, rhythmical. Yes, and I do that too. And then I do nasheed, which is like poetry in its song form. So the example of the melodious poetry. For example, I wrote one about the skies, and I'm just telling you what the sky and the clouds are. And I start with, a minute it was there, another it was gone, escaping, disappearing like a smoke out of a gun, releasing its young one like giving birth to a son. You look to see the child, and behold, there is none, like an opening to an opening and a closing to a close. Oh, beautiful clouds high all around the globe, the skies, the clouds, the tent of the world. Stuff like that. That is also melodious poetry. It's still poetry, but it's being sung. You can listen to it for a whole day and you will not get tired.
Indeed, mashallah.
Subhanallah. So today I know people like Buna Muhammad who do the spoken word poetry.
Yeah.
And then I know people like Sophia Peters who do spoken word poetry. And then YC Yusuf Adetono is also a spoken word.
The Real Jeeves also.
The Real Jeeves,
yeah.
Oh mashallah. The Real Jeeves is a spoken word poetry, and I'm putting this already.
Okay. Spicing it up.
Yes, I'm spicing it up, and I'll put the seasoning for the noodles inside of it.
Okay. Is there any point where the noodles will join them?
Yes, very soon. It's joining it very soon.
Okay, great.
So, I think that's just basic about poetry in our locality here in Nigeria, and then just contemporarily. But most, like I said, it takes quite someone who has studied poetry very well, like who has read wide. You have read D1 of Imam Shafi'i. You have read Arabian poets. You have read people like Rumi. Yes, Rumi is a very good international poet. Yes, his books, you have to read wide. Then I know people who also do page poetry like Ibrahim Anifowoshe, Tawfiq Kehinde, Swagawi, Ibrahim Ahmad. These people are very good page poets. Aladodo, and many of them, even sisters
and all
too.
these names that you've mentioned, I wonder if there's an organized...
So I will put water now, just a bit of water.
There's a kettle.
Okay.
I'll just get the kettle for you. I wonder if all of these poets have organized, if you've all organized yourselves into an organization where there's sort of regulations and standardized. I'll leave you to answer that when we get to the dining table. I need to run off now to set the table. Sahur is ready. The egg is boiled, as you can see.
Let's have the noodles coming now.
Yeah, there you are. I'll let you get on with that. And trust me to leave you with Mariam, because she's cooking something in her kitchen. Let's find out what's going on. I'll go get the table set, and I'll see you soon, inshallah.
Thinking of the perfect gifts this Ramadan season? Honeywell Ramadan Pack is the perfect gift to have and to share, either at Sahur or Iftar. Honeywell Ramadan Pack has something for anyone and everyone. Also, introducing the new Honeywell Ramadan Mini Pack. Why buy in pieces when you can get all Honeywell product in one single pack and save yourself some money while at it? Honeywell Ramadan Regular and Mini Pack are all available at all ShopRite and Spar outlets, and also available at all key stores nationwide. Ramadan Kareem from Honeywell Flour Mill.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Ramadan is, going fast. So may Almighty Allah continue to ease our affairs, ease everything, heal the world from this pandemic. Today, inshallah, you're welcome to Kitchen Time with Mariam. My name is Mariam Mustafa, and today I'll be making fried rice. I termed it shrimp and chicken fried rice. And for this recipe, I'll be needing scotch bonnet, spring onions, carrots, oil, chicken breast that has been diced into cubes. I have my yellow and green bell peppers. I have shrimps, and I have my rice here. So we'll go on a short break now. When we come back, we'll start the process. You're welcome back. If you're just joining us, it's still Kitchen Time with Mariam. Whilst we were on the break, I had to put my water on the fire to boil. Then I would start by, boiling my chicken and shrimps. So I'll be adding some spices. So a little bit of curry, thyme, and salt. And stir. Leave the chicken to cook. I'll be adding some curry to my water, because curry is what brings out the color in the fried rice. So you add as much as you can. You also add a spoon of thyme, then salt, and some cubes as well. So while that is boiling, so I would wash my rice. So we'll leave the rice to cook for, let's say, about an hour. So my chicken and my shrimps is cooked. Then it's high time for me to sieve my rice. It's also ready. So right now, the shrimps and chicken, they're already in the oil. They are getting fried. So I'll leave it for a few minutes to fry. So after that, I will add every other thing in the bowl. So I'll be adding my onions, followed by my scotch bonnet, and the carrots. The bell peppers, the green and the yellow bell peppers goes in next. So it's already becoming colorful. You can see the green, the yellow, the orange, the red, the white, all colors. Followed by the spring onions, the green beans, likewise the sweet corn. I'll be pouring my rice. Then you cover for a few minutes, so that everything can, mix up together. At this junction, my shrimp and chicken fried rice is ready. You can see the old color and the rice, the chicken, the shrimps, the green peas, the green beans, all the color, everything. See you again, same time, same station tomorrow. Masalam.
Welcome back. If you're just joining us, it is still Sahur Kitchen, and we are ready to have this meal. This segment is courtesy Right Foods Limited, makers of Biggie Sausage, Right Sausages, Fearless Energy Drink, Biggie Premium Drinking Water. Inshallah ta'ala, I am ready to taste this meal, oh Allah, make it go down well.
It is gonna go down well, inshallah.
I am shocked. This is husband material, 120 yards. MashaAllah. This actually came out well. The way you were going, I wondered, so this thing had better come out well. And it did, MashaAllah. Well done. Good job. So today we looked at poetry.
No.
And we've gone all the way back to history. We've brought it into our contemporary times. We've brought it all the way down to Nigeria. No. Now, to wrap it up, what would you like to see in the poetry industry in the Islamic world, especially Nigeria in focus? And what efforts
are being put in place?
Yes, exactly, to really get to where we want to be.
Well, alhamdulillah, I mean, quickly, I would say currently there's been much effort going on, especially to awaken the minds of Muslim young ones who want to, do poetry. I've come across great nasheed artists who are basically poets to, like the Crescent nasheeds, Brother Qasim and Sogir Wonu. People like Black Child, I mentioned Yusuf Adetono earlier, Siba, Yaqub, I Haji, MC Dini. These are big poets that I've come across, and they're also nasheed artists. So there is the voices of, there's a body of Muslim nasheed artists like that I belong to. All of these persons that I mentioned are also a part of the body. Yes, and nasheed, Black and the likes. So we call it voices of nasheed. Okay. And we have budding persons joining too, like Redope, and who are also coming up with productions. People with, interesting stuff. And I see, I take a cue from myself, what has been happening to me. Then I'll be able to say what will happen to poetry. Because in the past year, alhamdulillah, I attended 51 events in total. Some of them I was an MC, but most I was a performer. And I keep documents of this because I'm a data person, in the IT world. And so we keep records a lot. And out of these 51, 38 of them were performances. Is that either I go to Nekah, which happens mostly, I go to sing love songs basically. I have quite a number of love songs and I cannot remember them. I just sing them as they come. So I get invited for Nekahs more. With this, I see that and I meet more people day by day. If this can be happening to me and I go to events and see, yes, it's definitely happening to people because I see them, I meet them, and we are working together right now. So sometimes I go to events and I see Black Child is there, Yusuf is there, and we become a body. Another effort going on is one that I'm involved in. I'm a co-founder of Islamic World of Talents. And this is a body of Muslim poets. We published the debut last year during Ramadan. Okay. So, during Eid, Adha. And we titled it, This is for You, Allah.
I think I saw that work. Sorry to cut on. Final notes, are we expecting collaborations between you guys in the industry?
MashaAllah, you should be, because we are doing that already. Okay. We're really working on that, so much. We pray for Allah continues to bless your works and make it even more appealing to us. Inshallah ta'ala, we have this for you, courtesy Right Foods Limited. We want you to stay refreshed every single day of Ramadan. SubhanAllah, if you take this water first thing in the morning, you will feel the energy burst that will come. It's so soft on the throat and it goes, let me not say. Your description is poetry on the phone. Go and try it, mashallah. All right, that's how far we can go on the show today. Bismillah, join us same time tomorrow. We'll bring you another beautiful package of Sahur Kitchen. Until then, masalam.